Now we're going to install the solenoid. Just a few safety warnings to start out. It is very easy to permanently damage the solenoid and driver by not following all of the instructions. Also, if your solenoid does not work after installing it, you may need to update the firmware, as a recent bug prevented the solenoid from working. Most importantly, do not over-tighten the screw that attaches the L bracket to your keyboard case, or it might puncture the solenoid. The solenoid and required solenoid driver are optional add-on products not included with any keyboard. There is a built-in keyboard shortcut to easily turn on and off the solenoid, so you don't have to keep the solenoid on all the time if you have one. Please see the link in the description to order the solenoid. Most important is to match the square on both sides of the ribbon cable connector. Please make sure that the red wire goes to the square pad on both the controller and the solenoid driver. We open up the keyboard. Then we want to connect the cable as shown. The red wire goes to the square pad on the controller and the solenoid driver. Please make sure you connect the cable as shown, as you may cause damage if the cables are connected another way. The solenoid connector can be plugged in either direction on the solenoid driver. Use the included mounting kit to install the solenoid. The solenoid driver can be placed in the empty space between the controller and solenoid. Consult the manual for other models which may have a different mounting point for the solenoid driver. Unscrew the two screws on the solenoid to maximize the solenoid throw length. Retighten these screws when you're done expanding the throw distance. Install the screw and rubber washer to the hole in the bottom hole of the case that is opposite the controller. For models other than the F77 and F62, please note that the installation process may be different, so please consult the written manual on the project website for additional information. Install the second washer on the other side, as pictured here. Next up, attach the L bracket as shown. Be sure to attach it so that the bracket is on the same side as the black and white wires. As a note, with some new Model F keyboards, the bracket may not be used, and you may be installing the solenoid directly onto the bottom of the case without using the L bracket. Screw in the solenoid as oriented in this photo. The hole for the screw is on the L bracket that you previously attached to the solenoid. You are now finished with the solenoid after closing up the case. If the solenoid does not work, be sure to flash the latest firmware available on modelfkeyboards.com/manual. Here's the solenoid in action, with the bracket fully extended to show the full force of the solenoid. Due to factory default QMK settings, the solenoid will only be under full power if the dwell time is set properly. This is done for you automatically if you are using the default firmware that came with your keyboard, or any of my hex files. However, if you use the QMK configurator website to make your firmware, you will need to follow some additional steps to increase the dwell time before your solenoid can function.